Come see us do stand-up in Baltimore, Hartford, Syracuse, Atlantic City, Levittown, New York, Cohoes, New York, Providence, Rhode Island, and San Jose, California. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for the tickets. So I'm here with Matt Taibbi, and last night Trump had his State of the Union, and they did some quick polling. And so here's CNN doing some quick polling, and you can see how it didn't go well for CNN. They instantly regretted this. But I'm going to show you in a minute how they spun it. It's crazy. So the reaction to Trump's speech, 44% of the people were very positive. Somewhat positive was 25%. Now, if you add those together, that's 69%, right? And that's an overwhelming majority of people who were somewhat to very positive about the speech. And then there was 31% that were negative, right? So... I mean,
to the results. What was your reaction to Trump's speech? 44% of speech watchers in our instant poll tonight say they had a very positive reaction to Trump's speech. 25% somewhat positive, 31% negative.
And that is not the guy who got caught jerking off on a Zoom call during COVID. That is a different guy who looks like that guy. That's the guy who he used to sell bed. You're killing me, Larry, in Los Angeles. That's who that guy is. Anyway, so Muse says CNN instantly regretted this poll. The vast majority of Americans think Trump's policies will move the U.S. in the right direction. Look at that. Trump's policies will move U.S. in the right direction. 66% said yes. 34% say no. Here, even CBS. Views of Trump's speech, 76. They had it even higher. 76% approve.
Jeez.
23% disapprove. Those, to me, I was like, those are really big numbers. Time Trump spent on issues that you care about. 63% of the people said a lot. 28% said a little, and 9% said none at all. That's everybody at Rachel Maddow's house. And also, does Trump have a clear plan for inflation? 68% said yes. So whether he does or not, people liked it. Trump's plan among speech watchers, waste in government spending, 77% like it. Immigration and the border, 77% like it. Ukraine and Russia, 73% liked it. And tariffs, 60. So this overwhelming majority of people, in fact, even CBS News concluded poll on Trump's 2025 joint address to Congress, large majority of viewers approve. So, but I want to play this for you, Matt. I don't know if you've seen this. Here's how CNN found a way to make that not good. In fact, they made it. You're not. Maybe you won't believe this. Hold on to your. Here it comes.
Reaction. And what about to his modern day predecessors? How does this 44% very positive stack up? Again, it's the bottom of the barrel here. 51% in 2021 when Joe Biden gave his first joint address were very positive. Donald Trump himself was at 57% in 2017. And you see that Bush and Obama even higher than that. So this was not Donald Trump's best speech, but obviously still the plurality of speech watchers had a very positive reaction.
So that's the bottom of the barrel. That's how he spun it. It's the bottom of the barrel.
I mean, this is how media works now, right? If you go to PolitiFact and something is totally true, then the judgment needs context.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And when you read the context, they find some way to tell you the opposite of what the actual fact is. Those numbers are extraordinary, as you mentioned, because they must include Democrats. Right, they must include a pretty healthy portion of Democrats in order for Trump to even sniff those kinds of positivity numbers. Remember, this is somebody who never really broached higher than 50% approval rating as a president the first time around. So the numbers are different now. People are looking at his whole presidency differently, and those issues that you showed, I think that's really the key thing, which is that the Democrats don't really have a strategy for returning fire at the moment. There is no place, there's no winning theme for them. and they're grasping around to try to find something to attack with. And it's been bizarre watching them cycle through the same old, and seeing each one of those strategies fail. That they have to rethink who they are, and I don't think they're capable of doing that.
There, as my friend Russell Dobular says, that the Democrats, well, during Clinton, he decided, well, if you can't beat him, join him. So when he became president, him and Al Gore did the Democratic Leadership Council, which was just them saying to Wall Street, hey, we're as easily corruptible and buyable as the Republicans, so please come do it. In fact, the Democratic Leadership Council had legit board members of the Koch Foundation in the Democratic Leadership Council. And so that's when Bill Clinton did things that even Republicans couldn't do, like pass NAFTA, deregulate Wall Street, explode the prison population as he guts welfare. And he was about to privatize Social Security, except Monica Lewinsky's scandal stopped it, and people still pretend that he's some kind of friend of the working man, and he's not. And so there's, as Russell Dobular says, there's no point to a left party that is beholden to Wall Street, and so that's why we've been talking about gender affirming care and trans and white supremacy and Nazis and dictators and all that stuff, because they can't actually advocate for workers because they're beholden to Wall Street, and you can't be beholden to Wall Street and workers at the same time. And it's just like Chuck Schumer said in 2016, we don't care if we lose blue-collar voters, because for every blue-collar voter we lose, we're going to add 2 or 3 white-collar suburban voters, and you can repeat. And he said that, and that's been their strategy. Their strategy was to become the party of Republicans. We're going to appeal to the Republicans, and so that's why it's flipped. RFK has talked about this, that the parties have flipped. More people who make less than $100,000 voted for Donald Trump than voted for Kamala Harris. They're now the party of the working class, not because they're going to represent their interests, but because they got nowhere else to go. And I remember after Trump got elected in 2016, I interviewed a Waffle House cook from Virginia, and his name was Nick Smith. And I said, why would you guys vote for Donald Trump? Do you really think he's going to help you? And he said, we've known that Donald Trump was a loudmouth Yankee who should have had his ass kicked a long time ago, but at least he's offering us something. Hillary Clinton came and said she was going to close down our industry, and he didn't. And so they got, it's, they're like Mayo in The Officer and the Gentleman. They got nowhere else to go.
Right.
And so they've been pushed. And if the left doesn't offer solutions to workers, they're going to be pushed into the hands of the right wing, and that's exactly what has happened. So that,
I think that.
Go ahead.
No, I think that's right, and I mean, it may even be worse than that. I think one of the things that's come out, especially lately with this Ukraine issue, and then also with Vance's speech to Munich and to the Munich Security Conference about the censorship issue, is that the dividing line. Yes, it's left and right, but it's I think it's really more pronounced along the lines of people who support a kind of a globalist vision of government, and people who think politicians should take care of their own countries first and then worry about their imperial responsibilities. And the Democrats have become a party of imperial responsibility. That's what they're all about. That's why they're all cheering for the Ukraine effort. That's why they automatically side with Europe on the censorship issues. That's why they were working so hard to fold us into laws like the Digital Services Act or the Code of Practice on Disinformation. I think they believe in this vision of a kind of government by committee that knows better than everybody else, and the average American just doesn't believe that. They want to see their president, even if he's deeply flawed, motivated to fix their particular problems first. And Trump, that's what he does. You may disagree with how he gets there, but he is clearly saying in almost everything he does that I'm going to advocate for people who actually live in this country and vote in this country.
Come see us do stand-up in Baltimore, Hartford, Syracuse, Atlantic City, Levittown, New York, Cohoes, New York, Providence, Rhode Island, and San Jose, California. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for the tickets.